Also, shout out to all the girls that came today. How did it start? Well, I can't even count the number of times people have come up to me and said, "Oh, why do people go Carl in chapel?" Well, it all started at the start of the year when I would make the TEPS Athlete of the Week announcements. And second semester, JJ took over, and so people started yelling Carl for him too. So freshman, his name's not actually Carl. So when did this get out of hand? Well, I would say it got out of hand sophomore year when I was walking down the Belt Greenway. And Dean Scholl was walking towards me, and he kind of stared at me deep in my soul. And I thought I was in trouble for something. And he just looked at me and said, "Carl!" It's hard to believe that in 4 weeks, this Macaulay chapter of my life will be coming to an end. It's really been quite a journey, and it seems like just yesterday that I was moving into Presley as a freshman quarter. You know, when I first came here, I thought that I would be a leader just as soon as I walked on campus. After all, I was a 3-sport athlete, I was an Eagle Scout, I was also a lock-in first-round draft pick for winning beers for Bethel, since I've been shaving since 5th grade. As I learned as soon as I got here, there were so many guys that were better than me at every single thing that I did. And so, because of this, my first 2 years here, I was really tentative to buy into the whole Macaulay experience. There are times when I just wanted to get up and go back home to Charlotte and just have things like they were when I was in 8th grade. And part of this was the fact that I knew eventually I couldn't play certain varsity sports with my scholarship here. And after all, while I've been here, I've gone from being a 3 to a 2 to a 1 to now a 0 sport athlete. So, yeah. Sophomore year, I felt like if I stopped playing the sports the following year, I really didn't know what I was going to do with my time. So going into my junior year, I was able to shift my focus into other aspects of Macaulay life, and I was able to get involved with Habitat for Humanity. And I really enjoyed doing this, and I found that I could give an impact to the community by doing this. And I knew that this was something important last year when I was at Philo by Lookout Mountain, and I was checking out, and the cashier looked at me and said, "Hey, I know you from somewhere." And we went back and forth for a minute, like, where do we know each other from? And she teared up. She said, "You guys from Macaulay built my Habitat house." And so this was just one of those moments that made me say, like, man, I'm proud to go to Macaulay. And this year, when I stopped coaching lacrosse, I began coaching an elementary school lacrosse team with Patrick, Riley, and Dylan. Shout out to the Storm. So the entire year, I was on the fence about playing lacrosse. But after coaching my first game, I could tell that this was a rewarding experience. Throughout my childhood, coaches had spent thousands of hours volunteering their time to coach me, so it really came full circle after our first game. Also, the fact that the opposing coach came up to me before the game, and Riley Stamper too, and started trash talking us, saying that he'd give us players if we needed any help for our undersized team, made it even better when our team of 8 to 10-year-olds destroyed them. So both of these stories are examples of how I had to take the end of one thing that I thought defined me and use it as an opportunity to do something else that could possibly have an impact on those around me and not just myself. In fact, the most important thing I've learned while I've been at Macaulay is that it's not always about me, and it's just about others around me. Now, I'm not just saying you should stop everything you're doing and go do community service, but there's one thing we can all do, and that's just be nice to people. I'm going to repeat that. Just be nice to people. This is easy to do to complete strangers, and it's really easy to be nice to your friends, but it can be really difficult to be nice to people that we disagree with. I challenge everyone to go out of your way to be nice to people. When you're walking in the academic building, hold the door for someone. If you walk into lunch and someone doesn't have someone to sit with them, go sit with them at lunch. Learn someone's name. Don't walk down the hallway and just, "Hey, dude." Being nice to people is the fundamental way that we can give back to this community. And I realized the power of this when I was watching Conan O'Brien on his last ever Tonight Show, after he had had a long dispute with NBC that ended his time there. On his closing monologue, he was legally allowed to say whatever he wanted, and he said this: "Please don't be cynical. It's my least favorite quality, and it doesn't lead anywhere. Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen. I'm telling you, amazing things will happen. Thanks. God bless.